So the Mavericks made a trade as well too. They were able to get JJ Reddick, so cash considerations, a second round pick, and James Johnson
To the Pelicans, yeah.
to the Pelicans. I like it. I mean,
Yeah, it's
obviously, more firepower for Dallas. Dallas is struggling this year.
and
Um,
JJ Reddick will come off the bench and get you fucking 12 points, or he'll come off the bench and get you 2 points. You never know.
that's true.
But if he's hot and he's throwing up threes, that's only a good thing.
I mean, in the NBA nowadays, you're never gonna say no to somebody who can shoot a three,
Yeah,
especially
no, like
efficiently.
I'd say most good teams they have that guy who can come off the bench and get hot and just hit a bunch of threes,
Yeah, that's
and
good
that's
for
what you
Dallas.
need.
Do you
They
think
can,
Dallas should move on from Porzingis, try and trade him?
I think Dallas is the type of team with their owner that they would go out and add another All Star. So why would you get rid of Porzingis? Just keep him there
hmm
and just try and add to the team and make yourself a contender.
Um, I like what Mark Cuban said about it. He said you got to look at these big men. They take a long time to kind of get heal and get their body rights and get them ready for the NBA
Yeah,
game. Look at Joel Embiid. Took him 6 years or whatever it was to finally become like, So what he said is just like we're in no rush right now. We know what we have. We know what we're capable of. A few years down the road, we just got to be patient with with our process right now. And I heard that and I was like, you know what? That's a good um, plan to have. Because you looked at the Dallas Mavericks when they won those the championship against the Heat.
yeah,
They just kept the same team and then just kept, you know, putting this piece in there, that piece in there, taking this piece out, and just trying to figure out the correct algorithm to their team, if you want to say it,
yeah.
that will come together and create that championship team. And I think Porzingis is young. He'll get his knees figured out, whatever the heck's wrong with him. He'll get it all figured out with these NBA trainers. Luka Doncic, Luka Doncic is going to be the face of the NBA in a few years after LeBron
Yeah, that guy's
retires
a
and Kevin Durant
stud.
retires. I think the Mavericks are in a fantastic position right now.
As long as they can
Or
keep Luca.
as long as they can keep them in 4 or 5 years down the road, if they can keep this core intact, they will be serious contenders.
See, yeah. Okay, but so for me though, the Pelicans trading JJ Redick is a sign where they're like, hey, we don't give a fuck. We're not trying to win this year because they're only 2 games out of playoffs.
The Mavericks?
The Pelicans.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
But what did make sense to me was them supposedly shopping Lonzo Ball. To me, that makes zero sense.
Well, I think
You
Lonzo
got
Ball has made it clear that he's not necessarily happy in New Orleans
why wouldn't you though?
because he does.
You want to be in a bigger market?
I think he wants to be in a bigger market and he wants to be more of the guy because he is.
I don't
I
think
think
he
he's
is
a
the guy.
he's a very underrated point guard.
Well, he's
Um,
good, and you got Magic Johnson saying he's probably the smartest point guard in the
mhm.
league, which I don't know how you can measure that when you not talked to probably every point guard or like worked with every point guard league. But like obviously he's a smart guy, he knows what he's talking about.
Mhm.
But if I'm the Pelicans, I'm like, I got Lonzo and Zion, and those are my two massive pieces moving forward. Why would I want to get rid of one?
I don't know. I wouldn't want to get rid of him either. But at the end of the day, if you have a player that's not happy and probably won't re-sign with you, you might as well
Is
trade him
his
and try and get
contract up
somebody.
this year?
I think his contract might be up next year.
Yeah, so we still got another year, so there's no point. Like I don't know if Lonzo's so smart, I don't know why he'd want to leave that. I feel like he's in a good
So
situation.
yeah, so he has one more year in his contract, $14 million.
I don't know, I'm not trading him if I
Oh,
if
sorry,
I'm the
he's a
Pelicans.
restricted free agent. Sorry,
Oh, so yeah, whatever. He's stuck regardless.
kind of yeah, because then the Pelicans can just match, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay. Um,
and if he doesn't want to sign with the Pelicans, he has to sit out for a full year if they're willing to pay him,
I think so. Yeah,
or they
yeah,
get compensation if he goes elsewhere.
yeah. So I don't know.
I don't know. If I'm the Pelicans, I'm trying to keep him to stay because I want like him and Zion. And he add like they're gonna only grow and get better, and then you add a piece or two. Like that's gonna be a solid team as well.
Yeah, and like even going into the season, I know I said it.
Yeah,
Obviously, I was wrong, but I looked at the roster and I was like, you know what? The New Orleans Pelicans look like they could be like a serious, not a contender, but they could make the
good team. yeah.
Yeah, like they can make a good playoff push if they get everything aligned correctly at the right time.
Like I think there's
Their
like
defense is just terrible though.
yeah, but that's a young team, right?
Yeah, I'm
Like
surprised though because they got like, you'd think with Zion in the paint and Steven Adams in the paint, you would think that they would be a better defensive team though.
yeah, but yeah, like I don't think young guys are ever. It's not like something they're working on in their college is their fucking defense when they're
That's
training
true.
extra hours. They're not training their defense. That's something you get better at. Like Brandon Ingram, that's not something you think of as a defensive player. Bledsoe, not something you think of as a defensive player. Hart, not something you think defensive player. Steven Adams, yes, but he's kind of older.
Hmm.
They have a good team. They're just young.
Yeah, they are young. What do you think about the granted completely like irrelevant player nowadays, but like also still like a cool dude? Um, Nets acquired JaVale McGee.
Do you mean the Nuggets?
What did I say? Oh, Nets. Oh yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
Nuggets. Sorry.
Yeah, like the Nuggets are clearly adding people for a playoff run. I don't know how far they're going. Like if you have Jamal Murray and Jokic popping off again in the playoffs, who knows? You can make a Heat like run, but is JaVale McGee and Aaron Gordon putting you over the top? I don't know.
I
Maybe,
don't know, dude.
maybe if
I don't. I
Aaron
think
Gordon gets hot and he just becomes a stud out there,
yeah.
you got
I
a
think that
shot.
the Nuggets are in a position where they're kind of like the Heat, a bit better though.
Yeah, well,
Where
yeah,
they could make a playoff push right
like they
now.
didn't give up much for what they added. Like for what they added, they didn't give up fuck all. So
See, I look at the Western Conference right now, and I see six teams that could potentially cause some devastation, or some not devastation per se, but so let me fucking
that
start
could
over again.
make it to the finals. You're saying?
Yeah, like when I look at the Western Conference, I see six teams that have the potential, if on the right momentum during the
Yeah.
season,
If you get
that can
hot
make
at
the
the right time, right
yeah
at the end
that
of the
can make the
year,
finals. Right, you got Portland who just acquired Norman
well,
Powell.
yeah,
Nuggets, they just acquired Aaron Gordon. Lakers, defending champions. Clippers, they're the Clippers right now. Phoenix Suns and Utah, right? Like
yeah. Well, and the thing is, like, who knows how healthy the Lakers are going to be? That's a massive deal.
huge right now. They have both their start. They have their team on the sideline right now. That's
Yeah,
basically
and
what it
it
is.
you can tell because they are not playing well.
I think they're 6-4 in their last 10 or
They are
something like
not a
that.
good team
LeBron's only
without
been
those
out
two
for five
players.
games now. Like,
Yeah,
how is it every year LeBron teams uh, go into their season being like, oh fuck, they got better, and then halfway through the year, you're always just kind of like, oh, so they kind of suck now without LeBron.
well, yeah, but that's the thing, right? Is with LeBron, obviously, it just shows you how much of a fucking important piece he is,
Mhm,
him and AD. But at the same time, it's like a team like that knows they're in the playoffs. They're not even it at all every night, right?
mhm.
They're not like the fucking I don't even know who you compare like who's going out there like the fucking Hawks going hard every night.
Yeah,
Like the
that's fair.
Knicks putting an all out effort every night. The
That's fair.
Hornets. Like they're a
Um,
proven team, you know they're getting there.
mhm. What do you think about the Norman Powell trade?
I mean it's a good trade for Portland.
What about for the Raptors?
Gary Trent Jr. has been god awful since he's been in Toronto. He's I would say he's a similar type of player to Powell and what he could give you, but Powell was just starting to break out, and Trent Jr. is younger, so he could become better than Powell is now. Who knows? But obviously, the Raptors just said fuck it on season, and they know they're not making it far anyway, so they just said try and get a little bit younger and a little bit better for Norman Powell.
Mhm,
But I love Norman Powell, and I hated to see him go. But he's
mhm.
got a chance to go win in Portland.
Yeah, I like the trade. I know we were talking about how Portland needed like a center, like a good scoring center to add though. When they got Norman Powell, I saw that and I was like, oh, I'm not too sure how that would work. But after watching a few games with him, I think that it will be a good fit for them. Because you can have more of like a rotation then between McCollum and Lillard and
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Powell
and
now.
he gives you that second option if Lillard's having an off night, which isn't likely, or if McCollum's having an off night, which kind of happens. But and then you got Powell there stepping up, putting in those points.
Definitely. I like the acquisition by Portland. Definitely made them
No,
a
it's
better
definitely
team.
a good trade for them.
Yeah,
What do you
definitely.
think about the Jazz getting Matt Thomas for a